Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Creativerse. Let me turn down our music just a little bit. Oops. Alright, so here we are, back in Creativerse. Welcome. Okay, I'm hoping everything's recording over there. Okay, whoops, it fell in. Alright, so I'm going to start from the beginning up down here. This here is called a Torii Gate, which is part of my Japanese garden build that I'm doing. The Adventure Gate will be right here whenever that gets put in. And right now, as you see right in front of us there, is the beginnings of the pond that I'm going to build. Oh, let me clear my hand there. Let's see, don't need that. Okay. So I've got the outline of my pond here, and this is the road that's going to be going through the entire area. And I've built all the way up to here, which is where the geisha house and the sushi house will be. And I've marked out the area where the bridge will be, and then I'm going to continue the entire border of this place. And I've got this map that I drew that has multiple things that I have to count, so I may stop and pause here and there just to count what I'm looking at. But at this point, I've gotten the road and the side road and part of the bridge lined out where it's going to be built. But what's most interesting is the fish and the koi in between. And there's going to be several spots of interest when it's completed. For today's stream, though, we're going to keep counting around so I can build the entire perimeter of this pond. This is only half of it. So if we look at the map, let me move my face out of the way. So if you look at the map, right in here is where the pond, the first half of the pond is. And where we're standing is kind of halfway through. So there's some trees that I had to remove. And I'll be doing that as I go. And hi all viewers that are watching. So this right here is where it's going to end up. The end of the pond is going to be somewhere right here. And then out in the water right about here will be a pagoda. So, back we get, counting our pond here. So from where I stand right here... Hi, friend. Okay. From where I stand right here, we need to count 27 blocks to the corner of said area. So from right here. Yeah. So let's do our thing here. So, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll mark the 5th dots with a lantern, because it helps you keep track of everything that you are doing. Just to be able to, uh-oh. Here's our glitch, ladies and gentlemen. I needed my glider here to come back home. Uh-oh. Oh, this happens sometimes. Hopefully the developers will see this later on in the recording, because this is the first time I've ever recorded an instance of this happening. Oh, good lord. Okay. I'm terrified of heights, just in case y'all didn't know. Okay. Oh, goodness. There we go. Oh, I landed in the water. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this and keep going here, and I may get quiet for a bit, but I'm trying to make sure that I mark it correctly. So that's 20, so I need 20, I need 15 more of these here segments. So I'm just going to keep going that direction, just to see if I can do that. But definitely, y'all, if you have any questions or anything, put them in the comments in the chat, and I will take a look. so far we have... So 5, 10, 15, 20. So far I have 20 down. I need 5 more plus... Well, the 2 are down there, so 5 more. So 1... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Okay. 2, 3, 4... Uh-oh. Oh, gosh. I cannot keep it together today, can I? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So here's our corner. Finish that off. And put my little thing here. And because I know from way over there, I know where the end of my pool will be, I'm going to mark all of this out to the end so I know what the size of the pool will be. And then I'm going to be coming back over this way. And I'm going to start emptying the water from these areas and making a hole that is 6 deep. Because my little plan here is to do the bog water in the bottom layer, then put all the fish and lily pad layers in. I may end up doing the bog water around that as well. Then put a layer of glass if I want to. If not, then I will just put more bog water on top and then top it off with lily pads. Now, this may vary because what I want to be able to do is for you to be able to stand like on this wall and look down and see like a giant lily pad and a giant fish and then a bunch of little lily pads around. So, we've got to continue building. So there's our bridge type area. So all the little extraneous blocks that you see are mostly just dots. So let's just keep going this way with just plain blocks. And as I go, I'm also collecting lily pads and reeds and stuff just to fill it all in. And I apologize for any blackouts that may have happened. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, back up. Alright. Okay, not quite there yet. Okay, so we're just a little over halfway there. So right across from where our torii gate is over there, right facing this direction will be where the pagoda is. Now, for that purpose, I'm going to have to actually build the path as it's supposed to across the bridge and over to where there's going to be a sculpture garden. And then the path continues down right here. And as soon as I figure out where the path continues, I will build off a branch and build a giant platform where the pagoda will be housed. That way, I don't necessarily have to remove all the water that's around us, because this is a lot of water. And I picked this location because natural bog water is there already, so I don't need to worry so much about, you know, replacing the bog water that may not be there. So that's the main thing here. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost there. So my biggest tip for these large builds is to take it one bit at a time. Like, this build was nowhere near going to be completed for another few months. And I know a lot of people want to do huge builds right away and, you know, get all excited about it, but you really can't. There's a few elements here and there that you can capture and make into a blueprint. Oh, I think we made it. Yes, I think we made it. You can capture into a blueprint, and then it'll autofill with the blocks if you have them in your hand. And you can build things a whole lot faster that way, too. So we made it to our end cap here. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and then this is going to start the brick wall. And the path is going to go across the bridge, come out here, and go straight to the right. So it's very important for me to get the measurements correct so that I can put in the paths and everything. Now, I'm going to get it done as much as I can, and I'm hoping that my internet doesn't keel out on us like it did last time. The last stream, I don't know if any of you viewers currently were there, my internet kept knocking out like every hour, so I eventually just gave up, and that was New Year's Eve. So that was literally 3 months ago. And depending on how all this goes, I might be doing this probably every Sunday, as long as I'm in town. So here we go, we're almost there. I got me some piano music in the background, hopefully you guys can hear it. So here's our wall. Well, I sincerely hope this space is definitely big enough for what I'm doing, and if not, I can adjust it, which is why the packet is probably the last build that I will be doing. Let me turn up the music just a little bit. There we go. So, here we are. Now, this whole area right on this side of this half of the pond will be filled in with dirt eventually, as soon as I get around to it, dirt or grass or whatever, and put in the sculpture garden. Now, I may not do that. I may end up putting in, like, taking out this tree right here and putting in the sculpture garden and everything and turning it into sort of a, sort of like a pier situation where I can put down wood stuff to make it look like a wood path is going up through the sculpture garden, but it still comes back to right about here. And then you just keep going towards the pagoda area. So just to mark out my trail here, I'm going to put in the next part of the road, which requires me to look at my map. Okay, so there's one. So I step out one, and then I go in to this end here. Oops. Just like that. And the path continues out this way. So I'm going to work on that. While I tell you guys about what's coming up next. So I'm working on some music, because you know my primary channel on YouTube is music related. So I'm working on a song that's a sort of gift as well. And I'm just waiting to hear back from various people and emails and everything, so I can get it finalized and get practicing and everything. But it is a lovely song from an anime from way back. I plan to get back into the tea time segments. I've just been busy with work and didn't have a chance to record anything. Well, sad to say, at this moment, I am currently jobless, and it is a very sad predicament, but you make do with your situation. So once again, we go around the edge of the wall by one block. So right here is where we go. And then we've got... Oops. Okay, and now we're officially on the blue line, which is fantastic, because I figured it would look cool for the Pagative to be sitting on blue water, and the rest of it a bog water situation. So I'm going to fill this in as well. Now I'm thinking about taking a slightly different turn with my channel and doing a mixture of things. Music, games, what have you. And this is no April Fool's joke. This is Easter today and everyone's out celebrating. I just don't really want to go. So I figured Sunday is a quiet day when really nobody's here doing anything in particular. So I can comfortably stream and do my thing. But I still want to do music, and I bought some new gear. Bought some new gear for my gigs, so I'll be able to film more of those. Oops. Okay. I'll be able to film more of those and show you guys really what I do when I'm not, you know, at home or whatnot. I don't plan on turning this into a career, but I think it might be fun to start streaming every now and then and, you know, slowly but surely work my way up. Excuse me, it rudely interrupted. Work my way up to, you know, Twitch partner and all that, but I don't even know at this point if that's something that I should be doing. So I am looking for like a mainstream job. So let me finish the path here. And this path is kind of a placeholder for everything else, because I haven't quite decided what's next on this particular build. Okay, once again we go around the corner. Okay, let's fill this in. And it will turn into grass, I'm not worried about that. For those that follow my channel, you guys know I usually go to Live After 5 once a month. Unfortunately, that's going to be put off for this month, just because I'll be out of town, but I will be back in May to do the Live After for that. But in the meantime, I think I'll work on some new music and arrangements and stuff, just so I'm prepared for the event. Okay, so now I need to count to where the road is going to end, which is, let's see, 5, 2. So that's 5, 10, 15, 22. So I need to count 22 out from the corner. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. So I should be roughly in the middle compared to the Torii gate there. So let's count again. 1, where am I? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that was a little too far. So we gotta count again. Hello, friend. Yeah, I saw that chest. I will get that in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 should be this one. And now, yep, I'm directly in front of the Torii gate. So 22 is where the end of the road is. So then I do this. Oops. The reeds always get in the way. I always pick those up. Alright, there's the chest. I will go get that. There we go. There's always random chests popping up. But something I've noticed while I'm building is that there's almost always a pigsy around, no matter what biome you're in. Which, by the way, this is the swamp biome. Swamplands. And there's some sort of pigsy. That one's a feral one. But there's usually a yellow pigsy around here somewhere that likes to camp out while I'm doing stuff. So while we're at it, actually, it's nighttime. I am alone in my server, but I'm just going to light up the place, because either way, parts of the pond will be lit up as such. Let me put my light on the corners. There we go. So that's mainly where they are. Alright. Okay, so this is our outline for pretty much the main build. Can't see that. Alright, I'm gonna go sleep and see if I can get daytime to show us the map. And I'll properly show you the Torii gate while I'm at it. This right here. Built this with my boyfriend, actually. I needed help seeing things from another perspective. So I ended up with a simpler design than what I originally had, which involved, like, a roof and a bunch of other stuff. I just simplified it. And there'll be something similar to this upper design on the bridge when I get around to it. So, oh, there's our healing water. Alright, and we sleep. And we're up. It is daytime. So let's go back down and I'll show you guys the main thing. And eventually all of these lanterns will be replaced with like a small wall or something. I haven't quite decided what I want it to look like, because when you get to right here, there's a step that's going to come down. There'll be one area. Then you go down this way and you go across the bridge. There's the garden. But something else I wanted to add to this area is the bonsai tree from one of my worlds. Now, the only issue I have with it is that it's huge, and I'm going to have to destroy a tree to put one in. So it may or may not be a theme here. But the details I will have will be fantastically made, so no big deal there. So off we go. Across the waters. There's our path. There's our path headed down to where the pagoda is going to be. So let me fill the rest of this in, and then we will work on the. Oops. We will work on starting the fish on the other end. I think that might be fun. And then, oh goodness. There we go. And then, I may end up switching games. I haven't quite decided yet. Because switching games requires a lot of technical finagling. And I just wanted to have a nice calm stream. Alright. I know this might sound boring to some of y'all, but this is a passion project at this point because it is huge. And I will show you all the maps of it when I'm done calculating what's next. Okay. So that all needs to be filled in with cobblestone, which is stone boulder wall. Oh no, I used the wrong path block. What am I doing? Uh-oh. I meant to actually use this one. That is my fault. I was wondering why it looked so funny. There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Huh. Oops. Let me go ahead and fix this, and I will do more stuff. But this will take months to fully complete, just because some builds are not blueprints. I've actually designed a few that are not blueprints that will require me to manually place blocks. And then, like, for the fence, there's going to be a huge fence all around, too. It's going to have a blossom design. But the fastest way to do that is to capture one piece of the design and just continue it all the way around the wall. So, yeah. That should be a thing. Well, what do you know? It's been almost an hour and I haven't knocked out the power or anything. I haven't knocked out my internet. So I guess we fixed the router problem then. Because that's what I heard it was. We have a kitten that likes to get into everything. And he touched the sort of rabbit ears that are on our router, and the connection got wonky, and so my dad was wondering why it was cutting out. It was our service combined with that little problem. But he's a precious little dude, so no biggie. Alright. My apologies for messing this up, but at least I get to spend more time streaming as a result. So I guess see the positive in everything. I'm thinking maybe work on the bridge after this, because that one is central to the whole project. And if it's not built correctly, then... then it will not sit the way I want it to. There we go. Okay. There we go, now it's correct. I'm such a goof sometimes. It's not a bad thing, I guess. There we go. Now, I gotta pull it this way. Okay, so that'll turn into grass. Okay, so off we go back around this way. So, let's see here. Now I can look at the map. Okay, so our bridge goes across our waters. Because of all the trees, you really can't see it too well. But there's part of the path, and I'm standing at the end of it. I want to figure out a way to make the bridge go across the water using weathered wood wall, I think. And then add the red detailing like I had in my Torii Gate. That way it kind of matches the whole theme. And there will be other elements throughout that will have a red sort of detail in them somewhere that continues the theme. So, let me see here. 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so the design I found, and I'm going to have to go back home to get supplies, but the design I found involved 6 short steps, 6 long steps, and a base top for the bridge. So that's what I'm going to do on either side over here. But I need to go get some supplies. So let's go back down this way. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of trees to be removed. Because the physics in this game isn't like Minecraft at all. The trees don't disintegrate when you remove the stump. So you have to remove the whole kit and caboodle. So let's go back to the safe. Featuring the new loading screens from the contest. That was lovely. This one's one of my favorites. Alright, this is my long house where I keep all my teleporters. Now, I did another, oh, hello, loading problems. I did another stream, actually, where I showed off all my builds. So if you guys want to see that, definitely visit my YouTube channel, with the same username, FlutePlayer777. There is a 3.5-hour stream that I did for New Year's that involved me showing off my builds. Now, for the bridge, I'm going to need more of the weathered wood wall. And let me dump some stuff out of my hand, because I look messy. Oh, I need stairs. Yes, I need stairs. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Can dump that. I trashed the moss because I really don't need it. It's an extraneous thing I don't need past the moss torches. You really don't need them. Right, so let's find our weathered wood. The one without the band, I think. Although I might use a little bit of both. Gonna start with this one. Now, I don't have any Ruddy Canyon stone left, so we might have to go on a little adventure to go get some. But, for right now, I will use what I have to create sort of the base of everything. And then, we need to pick a slab that is going to look good with everything. Now, I'm not going to use Peakstone slab because that one attracts certain mobs from the mountains, which is the Ramus and stuff. So I'm not going to use that one. But, I'm thinking... No, those are columns. Let's see what I got over here. Because I was going to use stone. Because that's kind of where I'm at with every detail in here involves the stone slab. So I guess that's what I'll do for the actual steps. And then when it lands on the flat top, I'll end up going downward anyway. And the steps will start again to go back down to stone. So it's okay for me to have something like that for the top of the bridge. Something else I need for the top of the bridge is one of the stone blocks. See, another part of these builds that's most complicated is finding the appropriate material, for what you want to do. So, the side of this block, for example, isn't very decorative, but if you put, or the sides are decorative, but if you put like a slab right next to it, it kind of continues it on the same rustic path. Slightly different colors. So I can just kind of dig around to find which one I want. And I think I'm going to settle on this is difficult. That one matched the best, but I need more than 15 of them for the top of the thing. What was that other one I had? This limestone is a little too white. Was it this one? Yep, it was that one. Now I used the stone floor blocks before in the castle build, I think. That was one of my favorites, and it looks real good with the slabs. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully I'll have enough stuff to do this. And, oh, I forgot something. I need columns. The red ones. Yep, I need those. And I need something else I may have left behind back the other way. So we'll check the other chest to see if it's there. But I was going to do the design with the red details on the bridge. Oh, lag. Okay. So let's go back around and figure this out. But the block I'm looking for is actually this one right here. This one. The Forbidden Redwood Wall. Goodness, this is a lot of work. Something I've learned about streaming is that it's important to stay hydrated. So I have several drinks here on my desk. Uh-oh. Loading problems. There we are. Okay, we're going to give it a minute. As long as the internet doesn't knock out, we're good. Alright. Now, I personally prefer the grain of the wood going this direction for purposes of bridge building, just because when you do the top part or even the sides, it's supposed to match up in a way. So like this one, for example, I might twist to the side, I might not, because it's going to be underwater mostly. So here we have a single step. Okay. So then we do another 2 blocks. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay. There we go. Just like that. And, yeah, it leaves that space. I wouldn't worry too much about the space because there will be other blocks in front of it that are going to block this off. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to position those right now. Oh, major lag. Okay. So then it'll end up like this. So you won't see the sides of it at all. No worries. Now I need to do this 4 more times. And as I go, I am removing this center post because I no longer need it. And so we keep going with the same pattern. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and rotate lock this thing. Oops. Now for this one, I can actually start building upward slightly because the next block is going to be... Uh-oh. There we go. It's going to be on top of the next layer. So let's jump up this way. Come on. There we go. And up we get for the next one. So there's step 3 and 4, which is rotated upward. Now, the other option is I could just point to this one and do the rotate lock button and just do like that. And as I go, I'm leaving sort of an angle. That way I can just continue this part onward. So here we go. This way. Uh-oh. And then we do like this. Nope. And we do like this. And oops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the next one upward is going to be flattened into 2. So I'm going to repeat this on the other end and fill all this in. So as you see, it went bump, bump. So yeah, for right now, it's going to have to be like this until I figure out what's next on the horizon here. And this may change just because there's so much involved in this project. Oh, nope. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Oh boy, alright. So just to see an angle, I like to walk around the area just so I can look at it. And it's already up a distance. Now we need to keep going. So we have 6 double wide steps after this one. So I'm going to actually put away my maps because I'm going to be working with a picture, which I will pull up for y'all to see here in a sec. So here's what I'm kind of doing. I'm doing 6 blocks up singly and then 6 doubly, and then there's a flat top and then back down again. Mine's going to be quite a bit slimmer, but if I want to make it bigger, I can. It's just there's going to be a fish design kind of underneath, so I have to make sure to calculate this correctly. Now here's the red details I'm talking about. I will be adding those in, and then on either side of where the bridge is, I'll put in a small mini torii gate. That way I can kind of mark where the where the bridge is. So let's keep going. And we go back this way, actually. Just to make sure it's symmetrical. I'm going to make sure... Uh-oh. What happened? Clicked out of the game. Sorry. Okay. So let's make sure everything's symmetrical. Okay, so right after this, we have a step up. Okay. Uh-oh. Can't get out of here. So now I have to step up on here. And I did it again. Alright. Get out of here. Get up, up. Uh-oh. I'm stuck. Boink. There we go. Okay. So I guess I need to be in the water then. Okay. So we keep going. Oh, come on. Now, the problem I have with this game is sometimes it doesn't let you jump out of the water unless the block is, like, directly in front of you. Kind of like this. Nope, not like that. Like that. Then it'll let me... Oh, uh-oh. I gotta fly again. This is bad. Bad news bears. Well, let's see if I can land effectively. There we go. But it won't let me get up somewhere unless there's a block, like, directly in front of me. So let's grab this. For now. Now, if all else fails, I will make it a flat bottom bridge, so you really can't, so you really don't need to do anything complicated to it. But again, I don't know. Designs change all the time. Okay. So once again, we watch where the rises are and take out certain blocks. There we go. Well, got some more technical difficulties, ladies and gents. Take a look at my pretty bridge while I sort this out. Alright. Suppose it's gonna be okay. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, so off we go. We keep building. And I'm doing this by hand just because I've never seen a design for one before. So here we go. Hello, friend. Okay. Hi, friend. Okay. So then we have our next set of blocks here. And more stairs. And once they're surrounded, there will be no problems whatsoever, because from right here upward, I'll have an edge on this bridge, and I'll be able to build in the railing. That'll be the most creative bit. Okay, so here we have 4, and then we gotta do one more. Yeah, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, the rotation lock makes your life so much easier. Let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we're at 6 now. Now we start doing the doubled ones, which are, I believe, a step up from this. So let's do like this. And yeah. No, 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 don't fall. Then we do 2 layers of the same thing instead of the 1. Now, the crouch function in this game is really cool. You don't physically crouch down, you just don't fall off the area you're on. As so. Okay. Next, we do the next steps, which are like this, actually. There we go. And then next, nope, that one. We may end up with just 3 of these steps, maybe 4. Because it looks like the middle of the bridge is nearing. Right about there. So let's see if I can do this properly. Yeah, you take those out. And then these. Because I want it to go like directly underneath the steps. Like, see, there's 2 steps on top, 2 blocks. This one's a double step, so there's 4 instead of 2 underneath. So that's kind of the pattern I'm looking at here. So let's double check the other side. Uh-oh, I covered it. Yeah, let's not cover things until I've completed building them. I'm so funny. Okay. Oh, gosh, no. Okay, let's put this back here. So it should be 2, 2. This should not be here. There we go. And then this one is also 2. So it goes... Oh, that should not be there either. So then you've got 2 under that, and under that. That's how it looks on this side as well. Now, working with a voxel isn't easy because there's so many patterns to it. But there we are. We're almost at the top of the bridge. And I'm going to start building the double steps up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in to here. Uh-oh. That's the wrong... And I fly again. All because I placed a block right next to myself. Okay. Okay. So I'm actually going to fix these here because they're in the wrong orientation. Faster now, don't have all day. Come on. This time I'm going to place it a little bit further away from me. Once it's done processing into the water, I don't jump any longer. Okay. Telling you something. Physics in this game, very wonky. Okay, so as the pattern goes, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, and 4. Oh, there goes the flying pixie. See, that's what happens to the critters in this game. They literally fly up in the air and land on a tree. It's funny, but not funny at the same time. Alright. Let's grab my blocks from here. So as you can see, this was a placeholder for what's going to be there. What's next up, right? So we had 2, 2, and 2 on this side. And then we had 4 and 4. So that'll kind of outline for our next steps. Out of the water. There we go. So here's our next area here. That's interesting. Do you guys see what's wrong with this picture? I'm going to fly over here so you can kind of see the idea. Oops. Yep, they're almost the same height. Okay. So, that means that our pattern will continue until I reach the next set of blocks. So continue the left side 2 more, and then do 2 more to match that side, and then I'll do a flat top, because it looks like the curve is correct. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to do most of the bridge today, and today I only have another half an hour or so, because I wanted to do about 2 hours stream, and then I got other stuff I got to take care of, but definitely wanted to do more of this stuff with Creativerse because I missed it so much. And I'm glad I got this project going because it's a very special project. It's one that, you know, is inspired by the beauty of Japan and all of the, you know, different architectures I've seen there, and recently got hooked on the movie Memoir of a Geisha. So I just fell in love with it as a movie. Okay, don't. Okay. So, I wanted to build this a lot like a geisha sort of building, I guess, or district, that involves like a bridge and a park and places to walk and what have you. I wanted to design it that way. Okay, I'm just going to do this so I can get out of here. There we go. Alright. So I need to add 2 more steps here. Okay. Now it should be dead even with that one. So let's jump out of the water again and take a look. And this is what I periodically do to check my designs. Because if they don't come together, that means there was a mismeasure. And as you all guessed, I'm very much the maths person. Oh, okay. 1 more set of that. Let me just check one thing. Because it looks like they're off kilter for some reason. Why, I don't know. So, let's see what we got. Yeah. It started at the same time. But I think there's one more thing I gotta do before the flat bottom. So let's put in more blocks. So I need 1 more set. Yeah, 1 more set of that. Okay, now it's dead even with itself, so I just add the last 2 steps. And you know what? I might actually start the flat bottom now. Right in where these 4 are, because it makes no sense in making it sort of at the top and it's a short section. I want it to be a legitimate section where you can stand. So I am actually going to take this out and put this in. And worry not, ladies and gents, it's going to look great. Okay. There's our flat walk. And now we check everything. So the bridge came together. That just means that I mathematically calculated it very well. So there's our bridge. Okay. So the next step to this here bridge will be to cover the sides and create a sort of area where I can add the red details. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. I think I've trapped a bunch of people. Okay, I will go down and take care of that later. So I'm going to use the same weathered wood, but I'm thinking about using the banded weathered wood, so I need to go back home and get that, to do the edge of the main bridge. Everything else will just be normal. So let's see if I have enough blocks to do this. And then from here, you just continue blocking it off like that. Once again, we have to do this. Alright. So now I have to see what it looks like and copy it on the opposite side. So it looks like I added 2 more blocks over here. Oh, okay. So I'm actually going to have to go to get more canyon stone to make more of this stuff. But, there we go. But once you get up here, it actually stops here. Think about it. That way the design is visible. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, let's do this and continue it as far as I can go with whatever I have left. Because I use this block a lot in another build, so I ran out. So when we get to the top of the bridge, there will be these columns here. And kind of like this. Hi, friend. Okay, so let's see. It's looking more and more like I need to go get canyon stone to finish that. But so far, so good. Not bad. Once I get the other stuff on top, it'll look great. Let's just do some dumping. Detritus, don't need that. Don't need grass. I need the dirt in my hand. Oh, in my hand. Alright. do one explosion while I'm here. So I wanted to take care of this bit right here. I have to do that in my own time. I thought it was going to explode it, but it turns out it stretches so far that, yeah, I'm going to leave all this here so I don't lose it. And leave the junk in here. I'll leave this in here as well because I'm going to need it. Yeah. So, off we go. Another loading screen. Off we go to the canyon biome. So far, there's nothing really in the comments, per se. But, we're going to go to the canyon biome. And see what I can do to collect more of the ruddy canyon stone. Because as you see on my left-hand side, right here, it says I need ruddy canyon stone, cragwood, I have 1,000,000 of that, and stone rods, I have plenty. So all I need is ruddy canyon stone. Now, just to show you what I have left, I only have that one left. Now, I don't know if I can use the other types. I can. That's very good, because dark canyon stone is very easy to get. Now, original canyon stone is found at the tops of the canyon stone, like little mountains. That is the most rare of the canyon stones. So, if I can get the ruddy, great, but if I can get dark, I can work with that as well. So let me see if I can make just a little bit more so I can finish this bridge. And go from there. So I need stone rods and cragwood. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I got a couple hundred more. There we go. So I used up all the canyon stone I had and got 200 more pieces, which is great. 250 nearly. So let's go finish the edges of our bridge, and then we'll go to canyon stone. Oh gosh, lag. Okay. We will go to our canyon biome and get more canyon stone, because I know I'm out of it. And I'll probably get some on my own time just to collect the needed ingredients like right away. And I just realized I made a critical error. See, you live and you learn. I forgot to select that I'm playing a game and I'm not playing music. So let's make sure it says I'm streaming Creativerse. You guys can watch my lovely bridge while we're at it. Interesting. Well, looks like Twitch wants to, misbehave today. That's okay. We have another, 20 some odd minutes. So let's go do the rest of this bridge. And I'll get more of the, More of the redstones and stuff, finish it on my own time. Oh, well, I'm not sure what I did on the other side. Uh-oh. Let's get these reeds out of the way. I always need reeds and I can't find them, and now that I've got a plenty, I don't need to worry about them. Okay, I think that's about right. Looks pretty good. And boink, and boink. And I'll go through, again, in my own time, to make sure that everything is calculated the way I want it to. Like, for example, right here, I forgot a couple. There we go. Okay, that looks about right. In the last 15 minutes here, I'll show you guys the maps and sketches that I've got, just to give you, people an idea of what it's like to be building something this large and the amount of planning it takes to make it happen. Because ultimately this project started back in January, and then I got caught up with work again, and then ended up oh, there's more box. Okay, I'm looking at those. And I ended up just kind of throwing my whole YouTube thing away for a while, but I like this stuff. It's fun. Streaming is cool because it's live. But then there's YouTube, which is fun too. So I was gonna do, was it 2 between? Okay, and then I was gonna do the red blocks on top. Oh. Oh no. It is off kilter. Oh well. I'll probably go in and fix this later, but... Oh no! overboard. Okay, it's getting there. I think it'll look better from the distance, though. Come Okay, so the area I ran into is right here, where this step hits this pillar. It's not the same on this side because the pillar and the step don't match. So, what I may have to do is recalibrate the whole bridge to be a little bit off edge on one end for it to match that. But here's our red detailing. And I need to get the red slopes to finish that off. Let me grab this chest while we're at it. Oh, it's underwater. That's never happened before. There we go. Okay, so that's our bridge. I'm going to go over to where the Torii Gate is. And it should go daytime here in a sec. So you guys should be able to see that. There's that. And I was going to continue the same sort of idea down the sides. So let's go see and experiment with that. See, a lot of buildings are experimental. Matter of fact, I have the slopes that I can work with as well. So put here, there, and yep. And it'll end up sloping downward. And I think I see where the mistake was on the other end, and I may be able to fix that. Okay, ran out of those. So yeah, I'll play around with this on my own. Just so I don't waste too much time streaming and showing everybody stuff. So we're going to go back over here to the Torii Gate. And go back to normal mode. So there's lots of plans for this build, and I've got just papers and papers and all kinds of sketches and drawings. The main drawing is this map right here, which shows pretty much everything. So we've got the pagoda at the top, which isn't built yet. We've got the koi pond, which is sketched in but not drawn yet. This side here is the sculpture garden, and this side over here is the sushi place, where I'm going to have a bunch of sushi designs. And then there's our Torii Gate. Just map it all out before I started. I drew this out, and then I started marking things. And I may have miscalculated some dimensions for the koi pond. And it happens. It does. The other bits and pieces for this build are kind of as follows. We've got the fish. So they're going to look like this. And I'm using coral for the fins. And I think for this, like the reddish body part, I'm going to use the red blocks. White for salt, and for the eyes, there's the eyes. For the eyes, I'm going to use asphalt, so it's deep black. And there's two different facing fish that are on the picture. And in between them are lily pads, which I've had to redesign and turn around and create my own pattern of everything to accommodate the space that I had. And then the other thing I've got is the concept sketches from when I did the Torii Gate. which is right here. So I ended up getting rid of the roof and still doing the lower ends the way I wanted to, because see, the roof would have stuck out. So it wouldn't have looked very nice. The pagoda is a given because it's a blueprint and I know which one I'm using, so it'll be a no-brainer and it'll take no time whatsoever to build, because you just put down the blueprint and then you do auto build with whatever blocks you have in your hand for that blueprint. It will auto fill them, so this will be happening in no time. The other side is a geisha house that I found online, and it's from someone by the name of, where is his username? He will get credit in the original build as well. Sasuke Ishida. Yeah, he's going to get credit for giving me the idea of that. And there's a few things that got thrown out as designs, like this, for example. I don't know that I have enough space to put this in. It's huge. And you have to move most of the trees out of the way just to put this anywhere visible. So I'm not doing that. This guy will be in the statue garden, and I still have yet to pick out all the parts that are going to be with him, but it'll probably be Lumite for any of the pink parts. I have gold already, blocks that I can use for the fish necklace, and of course the red blocks are now the new Forbidden Temple blocks, so I can use those. Another cool detail I'm adding is this sushi. So this one will be on top of the sushi house. This one will be on top of the gate to that area. I chose not to use the egg one, even though that's one of my favorite sushi in real life. I chose not to use that one because it's kind of wonky shaped, and you really can't tell what it is. Whereas this one you can tell is either a squid or a shrimp, and this one's just your standard roll. This part's going to be black. I just haven't filled it in yet. And there's the Japanese flag. I plan on adding that somewhere near the pagoda so you can see it, but it's just going to be probably at the top of the pagoda. And last but not least, I've got this design, which I sketched out. All of the petals you see that's labeled with the letter P will be made out of probably corrupt leaves, just because they have a characteristic pink tone to them. And the branches are brown, so I'm definitely going to need more of the weathered wood walls for this. And then on the background of this whole thing will be the bamboo, so that I can have a bamboo background and have this design around the entire perimeter. Now, the nice thing about this is that I only need to build it once. And from there, I just capture it using the blueprint capture block, and then just recreate it down the line without having to manually place all the blocks over and over again. There's always a smarter way to do these things. So, yep, everything is one big pile of papers, and the map itself is all folded up and fits in my notebook cleanly. I'd say the most important thing for any of the larger builds is to really plan out what you're doing. Calculate if you must. I've got some perimeter calculations of how wide everything is, so when I mark it out, I can, mark it out by 5s or 10s or whatever I want to do to make sure that the measurements are correct. And the other thing is the branches take up a certain amount of space. So I divided the length and width measurements by 42, which is the length of one of those blossom bushes. And I got there's like 2.5-ish branches on one end and 3 branches going down the sides. So once I get those put in, you will see the aesthetic of the place. But right now it's all kind of messy because I have to get rid of trees, and I have to use the excavator to get rid of trees and move things around. But it's going to be a really great build. It's just going to take me many months to complete. Today I did part of the bridge, but again, it's not done because I want to add more details to it, and I don't have blocks in this game to do that. I know Minecraft has the ability to do a connected fence that can, connect at an arch. But this game is sadly limited by that. As much as I love the game, I do hope they add more blocks in the future. I do hope that they add more capabilities in the future of different things that can be done in the game. But for right now, I think they're definitely pushing the envelope for, everything we've requested in the forums. They're more than helpful when you email them for support. So I'd say all in all, it's a very great game. It can get a little monotonous because you do grind a whole lot towards the beginning. And you end up, having to unlock everything, and it's a lot of work at the beginning. But once you're settled like I am in my world, you end up a little more comfortable in the world. You know where everything is. You can get any supplies you need. And, it looks great. Once you get it all put down, it looks fantastic. So the other builds I've done are on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/lootplayer777. So you can go ahead and visit that. If anyone who's listening to the recording of this has any requests or anything, put them in the comments below. I do check those periodically and approve them in batches. So if I don't get back to you within a few weeks, well, it happens because I do get a little busy. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this stream. I had a blast. And, it's important, I think, to take time to relax every now and then. But hopefully I'll see you guys next weekend. If not, then I will definitely work out a schedule for this. Because, if I'm jobless right now, I might as well spend the week looking for work, and then the weekends I can stream. So it just depends on how I'm feeling, I guess. Something I didn't foresee, if anyone's looking to start streaming, it can get a little exhausting. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of water and drink, and make sure you eat before you start, and make sure you're comfortable and you have everything you need right there so you don't have to interrupt it. And for those that do like 8-hour streams or whatever, bless them. That's a long time. Anywho, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video, in the next stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Bye-bye.